Welcome back, Rammies, to Right Answers Mostly, a podcast on what you didn't learn in history class, but you really wanted to. My name is Tess Belomo.
And my name's Claire Donald.
And we are high as a kite.
We are. We smoked on the roof of a parking garage over the LA skylight. It was honestly stunning.
We both just looked at each other and we were like, can you believe that this is our life?
Literally.
On a Tuesday, we get to do this before going into the office.
It was a pinch me moment.
It was beautiful.
Although I will say, I'm sure there are workers across America also getting high in their parking garage before they go into work.
I mean, isn't it all of us, really?
Yeah, really. Just to get through the times. You know.
Oh, but we have the giggles. We do.
We do. So bear with us on this episode and enjoy.
Well, we got a message the other day from someone that was like, I actually like when you guys are high, and we haven't been for a while.
Yes.
It's hard to with the sketch.
And I met oh my God, this is the problem with smoking is that I lose my ability to speak. But I met a Rammy in the Wild Lucy at a holiday party on Friday. It was so exciting. And it was just the best feeling.
We love a Rammy in the Wild
I can't
moment.
believe it.
You know what I was excited about the other day?
What?
I was like, it's going to be cool if someone ever asked to take a photo with us,
Stop.
on the street.
No, I will die.
I feel like that would be a moment where I'm like, I can live a peaceful life now.
Same. Exactly. So, wow. It's going to be so exciting. Sorry. Okay. So anyways, she said that she loved when we smoked on the podcast.
And we do too. And we thought for Ask Us Anything, this would just be a good opportunity for us to sit back, relax, also get to know each other better.
Yes.
Not you and me, but Rammies get to know us better.
But I do think I learned something new about you every time.
Actually, that is true.
So.
What was last time that you were shook to your core?
What was that?
Oh my God.
Well, always with Tess and her stories, like in Halloween when she had a friend who dressed up as a clown and he got asked out dressed up like a clown.
I mean, that story, that's one of my best stories.
Also, I found out that Tess watched E.T. and did her E.T. impression in our UFO episode.
Oh, wow. This is a Christmas special of all the memories we've had.
It is. Oh, yes. Okay, because this is the last episode of the year. We just want to have fun with it. We want it to be light. It's going to feel like a Patreon episode if you're a Patreon Rammy.
Yeah, you can get a little idea of us not taking it. I mean, we never really take it that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but just really letting loose.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
where are we?
So we're going to try to go through as many of these questions as possible. Thank you to everyone who wrote in.
Yes, we love it.
We love it because there was a time when we got about 6 of these replies from our moms and our best girlfriends.
Yeah, just being kind and asking us questions.
And so this is fun too because there's still a lot of Rammies, Claire, that don't know how the hell we met or why we do this.
I know.
So we're going to give a little history, and if you've heard it before, you'll hear another version of it.
Yes, exactly. And while you're here, if you're loving the show, please subscribe on Instagram and Apple Podcasts and TikTok, all those things at Right Answers Mostly. Give us a rating and a review. Curious to see what the reviews will be after this episode, but it means the world to us.
Hey, if you can't love us at our worst,
that's right.
You don't deserve us at our best.
That's right.
I finally got that right. I always get it wrong.
No, you did. You did it.
That's Marilyn Monroe, right? Isn't that Marilyn Monroe?
Did Marilyn Monroe say that? Maybe she said it once, but
she
is
probably
she known for that quote?
Probably not, and I'm just high, so please do not come for me.
My favorite quote is, "The prettiest girls are the happiest ones."
And the Audrey Hepburn one.
I hate that quote.
You can be pretty and sad. Look at us.
Trust me.
You can have severe anxiety and depression and look gorgeous.
Who amongst us? Yeah, that quote always, or I'm like, oh.
Still, there's signs everywhere that say that. I'm
know.
Stop putting this in front of your clothing store. This is not.
That's how I know I won't find anything I like in that store.
Exactly. You're losing business.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, first off, we got a question that said, how do you feel about getting DMs from us? Love.
More than anything, it will never get old.
You are never annoying us.
Never. This is why we have this show. Why would we not check our DMs and respond to you guys? It's the best ever.
DM us everything and anything you can think of. We love it.
Please. And we've gotten a lot of drunk DMs and a lot of drunk voice memos that we also really enjoy.
You know who we're talking about. You sweet angel all the way from across the pond.
That's true. We've gotten others too. But yeah, a drunk voice memo in a British accent, there is nothing better.
It made our day.
It did.
Oh my God. Okay, I need to take a deep breath.
We got this.
It's just it's all in my chest right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna go down this list. We broke it up in categories. So we're gonna start off with friendship. And Claire, we got a lot of questions asking, what is your friendship story? How the hell did you two meet?
Wow.
Do you want to
God.
take it away?
Okay, I'll tell my version of
Okay.
it. Okay, so Tess and I were both mutually friends with someone who we are no longer mutually friends with, but this person is the one that connected us. So he was friends with, I'm like, wow,
Wow,
how?
this is like we need a chart, a
Yeah, we do
diagram.
need a chart, and also we need a Patreon episode. We kind of talked about this on Patreon where we've revealed a little bit more. Again, like join our Patreon to get all the tea.
Yeah.
But to keep going, so I was friends with him. He was friends with two of my ex-boyfriends, actually. What a friend group. What a time. And became really close, and I worked with him on short film stuff that he would like kind of write and I would act and produce him. And then Tess was also friends with him because he was editing her web series, which it was on is on Elizabeth Banks' platform. If you guys don't know, she like picked up her web series, which is crazy.
Oh, so sweet.
So
Claire.
when I heard about that from my friend, I was like, I was about to say his name.
I know.
I was like, oh my God, she sounds amazing. Like, what a badass. I would love to meet and work with a woman like that. And he was like, I feel like, and I think he said this to you too, like, I feel like if I introduce you guys, like, you'll never speak to me again.
Literally, he had a premonition that came true of like
He really
us
did.
finding each other and then being like, we're good on our own.
I know, truly. So the first time that I really met you, because I feel like you started popping up more in my life, like seeing you hanging around with him.
Yeah.
And then was the first time I really met you on the set of, what was that short film called that I did?
Oh my God, Claire, I always forget that that's the first time we met. I always thought it was your birthday party.
No, but I think the first time I met was on that set. God, I totally forgot what that short film was called. It's
like something about the Uber being late.
Yes, it's about the Uber, which is actually like pretty funny. I was only in it for like 2 seconds, and I also played a character who was smoking weed, and that was before I smoked, and I had no idea
So
what
you're
I was
like,
doing.
what does it feel like? Wow, what a different time.
What a different time. Like,
That's right, because we were extras.
yes, so Tess was generous enough to come on as an extra in
Well,
that short film.
I wanted to.
So Tess also had a crush on this guy.
Yes, I had a huge crush on him.
Yes.
It ends up being a very long
so
story about our own relationship, but that's on Patreon.
Yeah.
We don't want to even give
That
him the
shit
time.
actually is for Patreon.
That's true. But I had a crush on him at this time, so I was like, I just want to be close to him, and I'll
Be
do
in his
anything that he.
space.
Yeah, just be in his space. And then he was like, but Claire's going to be there. And I was like, oh my God.
I remember the first time I talked to you perfectly because I was like, I can't believe she would come and be an extra. That's so nice. And like, again, like your show was on Elizabeth Banks' platform. Like that's major.
Oh, that's very, I mean, it was a time, it was the web series time.
Don't try to stop.
I know.
But so I walked up to you and I was like, thank you so much for coming and joining us on set today.
I'm like an Oscar nominee. I'm like, you're welcome.
I'm like, how's your trailer? Like, is it set up to your liking? But truly, and then from there, I think it was my birthday.
Yes. And then it was Claire's 23rd birthday.
Yes.
And our mutual friend was like, do you want to come with me to this? And I was like, I don't know, because like, isn't it weird to walk into someone's party where like you've never met them? And he was like, no, it's this like bar that we're going to.
But I also don't think it's necessarily to go. I don't think like to me, I didn't think it was weird that you were there at all. Because to me, I'm like a party is like
That's true, but so I didn't know like for like a birthday how big it was.
Right.
If like also I think I was intimidated by you because at this point, let's just say I've been Googling Claire. That's all I'm gonna say for now.
For now, the rest is on Patreon.
But yeah, I was Googling her. I just thought like she was so beautiful and cool.
Aw.
And like I just was truly like, I am like starstruck by you. And you were wearing this like silver, cute little dress and you looked unbelievable.
No, I did. But it's just funny. It was so what year was that? Like 2017.
Yeah.
It was so of that time. But it was a Free People like slip dress. And I have not it's so out of style, but I've never been able to give it up. Because it's just like it's so of a time to me.
Don't you think you could wear it with like a big oversized like black blazer?
Yes. And oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which again, it's like a time. I also think it's great for like a 70s costume party with like a big fur coat.
Oh my God.
That's more like disco than
No,
like what our Christmas party is going to be.
I just gave her a look and she knew exactly what I was talking about.
I read her minds, literally.
Oh God, the theme of this whole episode.
Yeah. So that was the second time. And then
yeah,
we were like, well, we should. I forgot when we actually started hanging out. And then we became a nuisance to people around us. Like, remember that one time they were filming, the same group of friends was filming a short film or something. And they were like, will you guys, like, please actually do something? Come help us on set. And we were both so hungover.
We were less helpful being there than we would have been. Like
100%.
We like ruined the day essentially.
100%. But I think we were starting to just like find companionship and both being like, We're very similar. We're both younger siblings. And I was thinking about this. We come from such different backgrounds, but also very similar in the same way.
100%.
So I feel like we just instantly connected.
Yes, we did. And then we were like, let's start working together because
Yes.
we were, yeah, but there was like a time when I think we were still like, oh, like let's get coffee and meetings.
Yes.
And then something happened, probably during Marital Bliss, actually, that short film we did. I feel like that's when we became like super close.
Super close because we were like really producing everything together and like having meetings
Yeah.
and like it turned out pretty good.
It did turn out pretty good.
It's on our Patreon also. I'm so sorry. I'll stop like plugging our Patreon.
Yeah, but
girls got to eat, you know?
100%.
So yeah, that's my version of it.
Yes.
And it's exactly what happened. Neither one of us really communicate with that person anymore, with love and light.
With love and light.
And we are the best of friends.
Exactly.
So
yeah, so it's been since 2017 is that when that happened. Should we go on to the next question?
Oh, yes.
I like keep forgetting that there's like 100
I know.
questions.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Do you guys ever get into fights and not speak to each other? Is there anywhere in our anywhere in life our personalities butt heads? We both like send it to each other and we're like, I can't even think about that.
No. And like, well, to answer the question, we have never gotten into a fight and not spoken to each other.
No. And like, I don't know if you would even consider anything of us getting into like, I can't think of a time where I was like, oh, we were in a fight.
No, we've never like spoken to each other harshly. We've never like raised our voices and gotten mad. We've never like said a bad, like, you're being such a bitch.
No.
Like, we've never, I think like any conflict, Claire and I have always just talked it out.
We've been like, I think our priority always in a fight is the other person, and of being like, I want to make sure that they're okay, even if I'm like disagreeing with something they're saying or there's tension of like any kind. I feel like we're both just so concerned on the other person.
100%. And like, we've always communicated very well. I mean, the only thing closest to like us like getting into it was outside the Venice house that one time,
which we talked about on Patreon. That same person that we were just talking about who introduced us told us not, specifically told me, I think, not to come to a party. And so of course I had to show up.
And then we just got into it about like it's truly such a long story, but we were like more like, I was actually getting pretty like probably more aggressive than I ever have been with you, and you were crying. So I do have deep remorse for that.
To be fair, I cry all the time, and we had two friends there like literally mediating us, and I was truly like, no, I'm not upset. I just can't stop crying. Ladies, or men, if you are that person, you know how that feels. You're literally like, I can't stop. I'm not this upset, but I can't stop crying.
And I think I just like needed Claire, like I wanted Claire to like be on my side about something, even though she 100% was, but like she was in the middle of like a tough situation. And I just like, I think I was like letting out such like jealousy.
I think you were more angry about that said person.
That said person was putting me through hell and back.
Yeah,
and ladies, we'll get to this in the dating questions of lessons learned about
so true.
Not letting these men treat you like shit.
You also reminded me in the car on the way over here about another little like tiff. That's like literally the extent of it. And it was one time when, and like both of us, I'm like why? So Tess was having our first like girls Christmas party, and like, okay, a Christmas party, and especially me, I'm the type of person, you dress up for a Christmas party, you look nice, and if someone invites you over to your home, you don't say, can we just wear sweatpants, which is what I did.
And I had been like, I was literally Dorinda being like, I cooked, I cleaned, I made it nice. She sends a text in a group chat being like, hey, like, do you mind if I wear, which like, boundaries are boundaries. If you do not want to get dressed up, who am I to be like, you need to come to my home, like dress up? And I sent some like passive aggressive text back being like, I mean.
But I also understand Tess's side now where it's like, yeah, you did cook, you cleaned, you made it nice, and you wanted like it to be a nice party. And I literally was like, I'm so tired. Are you guys cool if I just wear sweatpants?
But that's like, it's also like growing up of like, you don't need to say that to someone. You can have a moment, or even like to my roommate at the time, I could have been like, oh, I wish she could have dressed up. You don't have to like write that back to someone.
But also again, like, see, this is what I'm talking about, that we're looking for the best in each other's arguments.
And that's why we are able to do this together.
Seriously.
And that's why we're able to like maintain a very mature friendship, because like that's what you do for your friends. You look for the best in them.
That's true. It's true. Friendship arguments are the worst.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, truly.
We will get more into that.
What do you admire most about each other? That was a question.
Oh God, I mean, like, where to begin?
I know. Literally, everyone's like, this episode's so annoying. Where to begin? We just get high and come in here and talk about how great the other one is.
speaking of like, well, because professionally, I
Mm,
obviously have always like since the moment I met you, I've always admired what like a go getter you are, and like you're fearless in the way of like, if you want something, you will go ask for how to get help with it. Like you're very
mm.
much like, oh, we need this. I'm gonna send an email to this person, and like, there's just no like limits. Like you are very like determined to achieve success.
That is so nice. I feel like I'm the opposite.
I know that's what you think about yourself, but
Mm.
like that is like one of the first things I noticed about you. And I'm like, she just is like, she will not take no for an answer in the most like inspirational way. Like you just like really go after what you want. And it is just very, very inspiring.
That's so sweet. It's so uncomfortable to just like sit
No, I
here in
know.
like a quiet, soundproof room and just like have you shout
Go
compliments.
on for like an hour. And then personally, I really admire how you see every side to a situation. Like you were very empathetic. And I also know you don't like think that about yourself, but like you really do. Like, you're never just one if, like, I'm complaining about someone or something, you're never like, "Oh my god," right? You're like, "Well," and, like, you give me, like, and I'm such a stubborn little asshole sometimes, and, like, you always give me, like, with still remaining, like, I'm on your side and I'm, like, loyal 100%, you're also like, "Think about this."
Oh, that's
It's
so
it is
nice.
true. I was thinking about the other day, I was like, "I like how she never just, like, always is, like, agrees with me because it's, like, nice to have friends that are like, "Yes, Tess, and"
Oh,
you know?
oh,
And I think I need that sometimes, and I appreciate that in you.
thanks. It's so
Like, and
sweet.
another thing?
I need
No,
to
but
receiving and processing. It's very sweet.
receive it. Receive it.
I love you.
I love you
Okay, now
too.
my favorite things about you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Um, we'll talk about a go-getter. Like truly, I have so much social anxiety with emails, which is why I was like, I can't believe that like that's what you said about me because you were someone who was always, every time we have a conversation about work stuff, you were like, a man wouldn't be intimidated by this. We need to be examples of like women in business. And Tess is always raising the bar for us of like, we
Hmm.
shouldn't just be accepting this and like, I could not do this alone. And like, again, you were raising the bar for us
Oh,
every
thank
time
you.
professionally. And I think that you're fearless. I'm like, and I think, you're this. So that's definitely for professionally. I feel the same way about you. It's
Oh,
just like the
thank
sky's the
you.
limit. And like, you think so highly of us in a way that's like, that's how it should be. And you know our
Oh,
worth. And I just love that.
thank you.
Thank you.
It's a work in progress. It's like the women in business thing is like a work in progress, but it's
It
something that
is,
like
but
you
it's
have
such a
to
good
remind yourself
reminder.
of, even like going through an email and deleting a bunch of exclamation points.
Yes, it's such a good reminder. And you talk about this all the time whenever we have conversations with
Yeah.
people. And then, like, just reminding our worth of, like, well, they should come to us because they asked us this, you know?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
know it isn't. It's. I'm working on it, and I hope next year, like it's a journey.
I'm working on it too. And I think that you are just such a good example of that too.
Oh,
My
thank you,
under
baby.
eyeshadow is so heavy
Oh,
right
I feel like you.
now.
I
I
don't
don't know.
notice that.
But, anyways, okay, now my favorite thing about you personally is like truly, there are probably 50 people in this world who will say that Tess is their best friend because like truly
Oh,
the intimacy that you have in your friendship is crazy. Like you were just someone who is naturally like a leader and like a matriarch and people are just drawn to you and like want to be close to you because you make people feel seen and heard
thank
and
you.
special. It's true.
I appreciate
It's
that.
true.
That is very, very
I love
sweet.
you.
I love you too.
We're
Oh
going to
my
get to some
god,
more
I
crazier
know.
questions.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get wild in
But now
here.
you guys know a little bit more about Tess and
Yeah.
her
Oh
style.
well, thank you,
It's
baby.
true.
What was it like for both of you when you first moved to LA?
God.
Claire and I had very different experiences.
I wish I could time travel though, honestly.
Everyone urged Claire to write a book like loosely based on or like inspired by her life because it literally could be such a good young adult
Ugh,
novel.
it was fun. I think what I'm missing now is like, again, so I moved to LA when I was 17 years old. I moved like 2 weeks after high school graduation, I think. Would just like packed up my Toyota Corolla and my mom. My mom stayed out in LA for about 3 weeks with me and then she left and then I was like officially alone. But it was just like I was so fearless. I was just this girl from Arkansas, from Springdale, Arkansas. Like it sounds so country, who was just like, oh my God, now I'm in LA and I'm out here pursuing what I want. I'm gonna go to everything that I can. And like I went to so many talk shows alone, which is so losery. I went to
It's such
Jeff
a vibe.
Probe's show. Like there was nothing else to do. And then eventually my mom was like, you have to get a job now.
You're like,
But that happened
ew.
very quickly. And then I became a hostess like at all these like trendy restaurants and
Yep.
saw all these crazy people. But it was also extremely lonely. Like I just didn't know anyone, and like it's so hard to make friends at 17 when you're not in school or anything like that. So that was
Yeah.
so hard. It was hard for a long time.
But then you went from that to like such a different experience, like an LA whirlwind.
Yeah, like being around a lot of like celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that happened very quickly because in March of I moved out to LA in June, and then that following March I booked my Keds campaign, which I had been booking some other campaigns a little bit before that. But that was like the biggest one, and then that's the one that I had on with Taylor. And then I just
Swift, if you don't know. If some people are late to this party, by the way, when
I
we
know.
posted that photo, people were like, "Claire's friends with Taylor Swift." Guys, we have some stories for you.
Used to be. I haven't spoken to her in a really long time, and we'll talk about that on Patreon. And it also, I just want to say it's nothing bad.
No, oh my God,
like
not
that
no.
publicly. It's nothing bad. But
No.
anyway, so that was like just a completely different world after that.
Well, yeah, and then you started dating like a pop star.
Yeah,
So like, it's
Yeah.
just crazy that your life went from like feeling lonely and like trying to figure out LA to being in like the most powerful like celebrity group.
it's weird. It was like a weird time, and it was weird almost getting like spit out of it though too. You know,
like
that
the
was
loneliness in that too.
100%. It was really weird.
I feel like I'm like interviewing you on 60 Minutes right now with this piece of paper. Like,
Barbara Walters.
what was the loneliness like?
What was the loneliness? I'm just like, and it's like a montage.
Oh my God.
Flashing
Ah,
lights.
I'm dying. Wow.
I also lived in a hotel
It's crazy.
when I first moved to
Claire,
LA,
you
and
need
an
to write
extended
about
stay
it.
where Janis Joplin died. It was crazy. And then this girl who is Mark Siegler, he's a photographer. He did a photo shoot with Jennifer Lawrence at the hotel where I was at when I was living there. And she was from Kentucky, and she was his photo assistant. And then she was like, I'm a photographer. I was like, I'm trying to be a model. So we went to Malibu and took all these crazy cool pictures.
Oh my God, where are they?
I'll send them to you.
Oh, please do.
And then I posted them, and this woman from Arkansas commented on it, and she was like, "You're so much prettier than these photos are."
Oh my God. Those are the things, those are an inside thought.
Inside thought.
Just like my text to Claire about not dressing up. Inside thoughts. That's the theme of this episode.
It's just so funny. Like, oh my God, trolls.
God, no kidding. What was I going to say? The other thing about your time in LA? I forget. Yeah, you just have it's like, it is shocking.
It's crazy. Tell me your story to California.
My-
You're always been a California girl.
I've always
Been
been a
LA.
California girly, moved from San Francisco a year after college from San Francisco.
Did you know that you were going to move to LA? And like, why a year after college?
I think I wanted to experience San Francisco as like a city instead of it just being about school.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I would love
Yeah.
to live there for, like with a roommate who I chose instead of just like these crazy women I lived with that like kind of ruined my college experience, to be honest. That could be a whole episode. But like I moved in with someone I wanted to move in with at the time.
You
and
did
like
have crazy college roommates. Just go
Oh
back.
my
Just like the stories I've
God.
heard. I'm like,
I mean, it's like really like what no college student should have had to deal with.
they were all
like,
very intense situations.
I like feel kind of for myself that like college,
do
like a big
too.
part of college was taken away from me because of like, and there was like some severe mental illness and
Yes.
scary things that were happening. But like, I think I grew up very quickly in that apartment in
Yeah.
a way that like I was didn't feel comfortable being in like my college space, which
Yeah.
sucked.
Did you live in the Haight Ashton district after?
Yeah. I only was in the dorms at USF for a year. And then it was like, get me out of here because I was in trouble all the time for drinking because it was a Jesuit school and they were really intense rules about like bringing boys up and stuff. And I would sneak my boyfriend in. And it was just this whole fucking thing. I had to go to like alcohol counseling my second week of school because I was caught with like a tequila bottle under my bed and had to write an essay about like thinking of all the things I've done and like spiritually how I'm going to improve. So anyway,
Do you still have that essay?
I have looked for it. I don't think I have it
Damn
anymore.
Like doing a dramatic reading would be so
And
funny.
I remember so specifically it had to be 4 pages double spaced.
Oh my God.
And I was like, so I had to like explain the night of like, I got some friends together and I made this stupid decision, which I'll never make again, of drinking alcohol with
like,
them.
did they think that's actually going to work?
I mean, we were I was like high writing it, like probably drinking.
I'm drinking again, Luann.
Yeah, I'm drinking. But yeah, so moved to LA after the year in San Francisco, which was just so fun. I felt like an adult there.
Yeah.
Like I like really, yeah, towards the end, I was like single for the first time and like for a really long time, and that was fun to be there and like dating.
I want to go to San Francisco with you. I can't
Oh
believe
my
I've
god,
never been to San
we
Francisco
we
with
need.
you.
Well, we'll go. We'll do a live show and then spend
Yes.
like a few days there.
Oh, I can't wait.
We're coming for you, kids. But then when I moved to LA, I had like kind of a really nice time
Yeah.
because I knew my brother was here. A bunch of my college best
He was
friends.
here before you?
Yeah, he was here
Oh.
a year before me.
Oh.
So him and his partner at the time, who like I was very close with, I already had like a built-in support system.
Yeah.
A lot of friends from high school and college were here. I did the like acting auditioning.
So I feel like LA
working
is such a fun
part-time.
city if you have a friend group.
Yeah, I was very much like I moved in with someone that I was friends with at the time. God, everyone I've been talking about recently, I'm like I'm no longer friends with them.
You just like I think officially, and oh my God, Kendall Jenner said this on the finale of the Kardashians, and it made me roll my eyes, but I say it all the time. You just like you've officially finished your Saturn return. So I think that
Wow.
in your life right now, it's just
Yeah.
said a lot.
Yeah, there are some people that disappear in your Saturn return.
Yeah.
Which I had heard does happen.
Yeah.
And even if it's a small person in your life, a big like
Yeah.
monumental, like there is some like loss in
For
some
sure.
ways that I know in the end
sorry, just
will
the
be
mic.
better.
Yeah.
But it's, going through it always
Yeah.
feels a little tough. But anyway, what was the question again?
How was LA for you?
But yeah, LA was great. Yeah, worked at a fitness studio. I had like the most stereotypical LA life. Like
When I first met Tess, she also worked at a fitness studio called Model Fit, which is the worst name for a fitness studio ever. But it was am I gonna get sued?
no.
Okay. But the studio itself was gorgeous, and she would sneak me in for free classes.
Yes, I would.
It was great.
Yeah, it was a good workout. I kind of miss it. Actually, that
it was
like
a great
chillest
workout
job.
because it was like dance. It was like a dance cardio sculpt class.
Yeah,
it was really fun.
It was great.
It was fun.
Huh.
Which we
Look-
have stories and celebrity encounters on our Patreon.
We sure.
That's out now.
Yes. Yes, we do, because the next round is celebrity questions
Okay.
of Rammy questions, and the
Yes.
first couple are all about celebrity encounters. So like head over to Patreon.
We've been in LA for a decade. We have so many.
Literally, like we've already mentioned, dated, hooked up with,
Yep.
worked for,
That's right.
served, like all of these things. And we're going to break it down, and we're going to give you the best and worst. We're going to give you the inside scoop.
That's right. So moving on, celebrity questions. Current favorite Housewives franchise and why?
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills and Miami for me right now.
Yes,
And-
actually,
but
me too.
just so you know, Candace, if you're listening, you are our shining star. Always.
We love you.
We love you.
We love you, and we're always rooting for you.
We're always rooting for you. At the moment, Beverly Hills and Potomac are my favorite.
Same. Beverly Hills
And we'll
feels-
DM you, Candace.
Yes.
Why we're saying that.
Of course, yeah. We'll talk offline.
Offline. That's right. Offline,
Beverly
offline.
Hills feels like warm milk and cookies on Christmas right now.
It was literally one of the best episodes of Beverly Hills last week. It's the week that Sutton and Kyle start going at it across the table. Denise is on a different planet.
On a different planet.
She's literally like, you know what I mean.
Her teeth look different. Like she looks like an entirely different person.
It was wild when she stopped Camille out in front of the house and she was like, "It's such a nice night."
Oh my God, that
isn't
moment.
it?"
I think I'm like people on TikTok were saying that she may have like been on cold medicine and stuff, and I was like, guys, I don't think that's cold medicine.
Like scissor.
Says,
She seems like she was on Quaaludes.
I just was like, she was so fucked up.
She was so fucked up.
But maybe she was blackout drunk.
Maybe she was. And I was shocked that she said, because she seems almost like crossfaded to me.
Yes.
Where she seems so high and so drunk, but she said that she didn't like smoke
But
or
I
something.
thought in her first season she talks about getting high with Aaron.
So maybe she was, and she just
like didn't even know what was going on.
Right, because that's what she kind of looked like to me, is that she was just so fucked up, like crossfaded
I know.
almost.
Yeah, it was wild, but it's just such.
She kept looking at the camera. It was killing me.
They're like, stop looking at it,
I
Denise."
know.
Yeah, definitely. Those are kind of my only two that are sticking out to me right now.
Miami is okay. So, are you caught up with Miami?
Yeah,
I the episode of Adriana getting the ketamine therapy, and then the way that she was sobbing, and the way Julia was there for her, I started crying.
I did too. I was so moved by it.
It was so gorgeous.
I completely agree. Their friendship is so real and pure,
It's
and that's
so
what
pure.
you need on Housewives,
Mhm.
which is why some other franchises are struggling right now.
Yeah,
because there's still like there needs to be that underlying.
there's such a division.
Mhm.
And it's like these ladies are always still family.
I know.
Yeah, and it's really hitting for me right now.
It's hitting for me too. I'm loving it.
Me too. So we could talk about Housewives forever.
Yeah, we could. I know. I'm like, you have to stop us.
Yeah, seriously. If you could be friends with any celebrity at any point in time, who would it be and why?
You know what I would say
Who?
is like 2005 era when it was paparazzi, LA, Kitson, clubs, Kristen Cavallari. And like go out with her, and she'd go out with Paris Hilton sometimes, and like just that like
Kristen Cavallari is your girl.
she's my girl. I just want to take shots with her. I want to like I think she would have been such a fun friend to be single with and just go out and like yeah, and she lived that like LA life. She was kind of like
I
in it, but
feel
not
like I didn't
really.
watch The Hills with Kristen in it as much. I need
I
to go
mean,
back.
she's like she like made that show. I kind of got over the hills very quickly.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Kristen
that's such
Cavallari.
a good one.
Thank you.
To say early 2000s, that's how I was like, would it be
Like
Paris Hilton?
an amazing answer, a perfect answer.
Because I also think she is so nice to her friends.
She's generous. She's sweet.
She really is. I think Paris Hilton in the early 2000s would be so fun.
I love that, and also like all the perks you can get, like going to like Kathy Hilton's Christmas party,
Everything.
getting into any single party in the world.
Did you see the clip from the Paris World with Kathy forgetting that her mic is on and being
No.
so nasty to everyone?
No, I haven't.
Yes.
This woman needs to be stopped.
No, it's crazy. She tells one of the servers at the party, she was like, don't refill the caviar. They're all being vultures and I want to punish them.
I mean, remember when her mic was off in Beverly Hills?
Yes. Well, she also tells Paris something like, you smell terrible, or you look like a troll, or something crazy. And then she goes, oh.
She is evil. No wonder Kyle is now sober
No,
and
she's
like
rotten.
not trying to talk to them. Like she's a rotten
I
woman. I really
know.
don't like her.
But Paris, we love you.
Paris, we love you. I'm sorry, Kathy, you just seem like a very like vicious
she's
woman.
Vicious. She seems scary.
And like unforgivable things you've said about people.
it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways.
Anyway.
Mm.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to Ram, a little history. Who are three people you could go back in time with and have a who are three people you wish you could go back in time with and have a conversation with?
Definitely my grandma.
I was going to say that too.
For sure.
Yeah.
So grandmas.
Yes, I would love to have I wish I could have had more like conversations with my mom's mom about acting.
Was she an actor?
She was an actor. She did local theater.
Oh my God.
And I wish I would have like asked her more questions.
I should have asked you questions. I should have asked you how to be.
Oh, you write it
down
down
for
for me.
Every time we can find a lyric and
Always.
relate it back. Yeah. Okay. So grandma for sure.
Yep.
You know, Marilyn Monroe, honestly, like I want to let her rest.
Yes.
And she should rest. But I'm like,
but what happened?
how are you?
How was it?
Who did all this to you?
I know.
She would be fascinating.
I know. I agree.
Marilyn Monroe, my grandma. I'm trying to think of a third. Who's your second?
Princess Diana for me. Just
such a good one.
Like, tell me everything. Like, tell me the real deal.
That is such a good one.
She's like really the only person I can think about.
Oh my God, that's such a good one.
I know. I just love her.
Wow.
I'm like, who else?
Have you seen on TikTok the BYU interviewer, and he's always like, would you rather have $1 million or 5 minutes with Joseph Smith? And all these kids who are saying Joseph Smith.
Did you see the ones that said, would you kill a puppy or have premarital sex?
What?
About 40% of them, Claire, said I would kill a puppy.
That is so dark on so many levels.
I can't even think about it. I know.
Jail.
Jail.
Jail
Go
for
to
all
jail.
of you. That's scary.
I know.
I wonder why we have so
I
many
know.
problems in this country.
I truly, I'm just going to leave with Princess Diana because I'm too high to think about other.
Yeah, I think that's great. Man, I wish that we had a pin right now because it's wearing off for me, but maybe that's for the best for you guys.
I mean, we could pause it and go outside. They're like,
stop it, like, Sam, we're just going to be right back.
Oh my God.
Oh, where did the idea of Ram come from? While we were again smoking.
We sure were.
We came from a park, so Tess is really obsessed with Titanic. That was our first episode, and then we were like, well, I remember even not long before that, I was like, I don't think I could ever have a podcast because I don't have anything to talk about.
And look at us now.
I feel like always when like you say something and then
I know
it comes into fruition afterwards.
Yeah.
But we were like, okay, well, we couldn't do again. Like Tess and I work together all the time. We're like, well, we couldn't do a whole episode on like Titanic with Tess.
That's right. We're like, it's gonna get old. The kids are not gonna like
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And so then we were like, well, I do think that there's people around us who are just like the way that you guys talk is so, I don't know. Apparently, some people like it. And
Yes.
so it's like it'd be great because we both love to tell stories. And so history and pop culture is perfect fit for that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the gorgeous story, and here we are.
Here we are.
Who's someone you want to get stoned with from history?
Oh my God.
I mean, God, like every single person that we've talked about.
I know. I mean, obviously, Stevie, I mean, she's like, is from history mean they're no longer with us?
I'd assume so, maybe.
Okay.
God.
You know, someone that we've covered who's no longer with us that I would love to get high with?
Who?
Andre Leon Talley.
Oh my God, that's such
Like,
a good answer.
Give us all the fashion stories. He's like, you know that he would be shady.
That's a great answer.
I think he would be so much fun to get high with.
Okay, then my answer is going to be Frida.
Oh, Frida.
Because, like, I would just want to talk to her about, like, there are a few things I'd want to talk to her about, like, specifically, and just have, like, a woman-to-woman moment.
I also feel like she would be really shady in the most fun way.
100%. And just, like, have her hold me and braid my hair a little bit.
Yes.
And, like, give me a hand massage.
I love that.
You know? I love her.
Frida would be such a good one. Also, like, any of King Henry's the Eighth's wives.
Oh my
But specifically
gosh.
Anne Boleyn, I
For
think.
sure.
And I owe her an apology.
You've already apologized enough, baby.
I will
She
apologize till
knows.
the day I die.
She knows.
I really didn't understand her when we were doing the episode.
But isn't that like the beauty that then you were like, wait a second, I see
Yeah.
this story differently.
Yes.
Because that's what we always try to do on Ram.
That's so true. This podcast has truly taught me so
it's
much.
a learning experience.
It is.
And like that is the point. Like we can be learning forever and like we can say things that we're like, oh, I would actually like completely disagree with myself.
I know. I will say, like, with this podcast, I do, hopefully, some people would agree. Like, I see the maturity from like year to year.
I do too. Oh my God, my
Amazing.
throat just, my body agrees.
Her body agrees. Have you both always been into history?
No.
I have, but Tess is not. Sometimes I'm like, am I forcing Tess to do this podcast with me? But she's still here, folks. She's still here.
But it's funny because like you can see it in ways of like the majority of like what Claire chooses for
Yeah.
episodes versus what I do. I do a little bit more like pop culture, a little bit more modern.
I think that's a good balance.
And then Claire likes to go like deep in the past, which like I love because I'm like more intimidated by trying to tackle that by myself. But like now I'm like history is gossip. And that's why I love it so much more. But like in school, I just assumed history was like wars, geography, and like kings. And I was like, ugh, that's so boring. And now I'm like, it's so much more than
It's
that.
so much more than that. That's why it's always just storytelling. That's why I love history. And like, that's why I love period pieces because it's the closest that we get to time traveling.
It's true.
I just think it's so cool.
Also, I used to like associate history with like a male narrator.
It always is. There's like hardly, well, women in history haven't always had the greatest time, you know? But
yeah,
it is.
women are like, we don't want to talk about it 'cause it's been
Yeah.
so depressing.
And also, like, the history, even in schools that we're choosing to tell, is like only one side of history. And then it's like a
Exactly.
very patriarchal side of history. So it's like that's why we do associate that. But we're changing the narrative.
We are changing it because like hearing women talk about it
Yeah.
and their own perspective has made me love it more. So now I would say like, no, not in the past, but now I am.
We're always evolving here at Ram.
Oops, I'm not turning the bit. What am I talking about? Yeah, so
Oh, if you were going to have another podcast, what would it be? A Bravo one.
100% a Bravo one.
There's like no question.
Yeah, like you know that we would deep dive. You know that we would bring like psychologists on and talk
Yes.
about like psychoanalyzing these
God,
women.
it'd be so. I think we do a weekly recap.
Yep,
And then have some bonus episodes.
of
with
course,
stuff like that.
of course we would. You
And
know.
we wanted to so bad, but we were always like, because we've even talked about like when Alice was like, oh, sorry, I'm not making any sense. But it's just so hard. There's so many Bravo podcasts
I
out
know.
right now, which we love.
So we sprinkled it in here for you guys, and I
Exactly.
think you like it.
I think so too.
Okay, guys, let's move on to love, self-care, and dating.
Whoa.
Okay, how did you meet your significant others? Time to talk about our boyfriends.
Yeah. You want to go first or you want me to?
Go first.
I was actually talking, so my boyfriend's name's Corey, and I was talking to him about this morning. I was like, someone asked us about how we met, and I was like telling the story to him. But so again, what Tess was talking about earlier, where my birthday party was, and it's his business called Winston House now, and it's like now a venue, bar, restaurant kind of thing. But before it was just like a music venue, and I got invited by a mutual friend, who I also met through an ex. So it's all these exes. But the person who dropped me off at Winston was my ex-boyfriend. He
I
literally was
forgot
like, I
about
was like,
this.
I got invited to this place. I don't even think I invited him though. I think it was like,
You're like, drop me off and I'll be back at 10.
literally, I think
It's
that's
like
like
a
how it
fun
shows.
bar.
It was like near the end because I was like, okay, I'll see you later. So he drops me off and I was with my friend and we walk up the stairs and Corey was there because it was his place and he thought that I was dating that friend. So he didn't think anything of it.
That friend. Oh, okay.
Of like how we met.
Oh, for sure. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh, he thought you guys were dating.
Yeah, he thought that we were dating. I guess it's like, again, we need a chart.
Right, right.
So Corey and I have a mutual friend. He thought that we were dating. He also had a girlfriend at the time. I had a boyfriend again that dropped me off at this place. So we just said hi to each other. Nothing had happened. And then again, I still had that one boyfriend and he had a girlfriend and we were at a Valentine's Day party, but I was there alone again. So sad. It's so sad. I was also 22 years old.
Oh, yeah,
like
guys,
I was
please.
just, and I was done clearly with that
There
relationship.
comes
at
a
that
time when the ick is there, you can't go back.
It's really tough. So I saw him again at the party. We said hi to each other. And then I was single and I was like, I am ready to mingle. And I slid back into his DMs and we kept talking. And he invited me to go on a road trip like really early on when I said that I didn't want anything serious. But I was like, whatever. And then we just kept hanging out and here we are.
The rest is history. Like
and the rest is history.
6 years? 6 years
Yeah,
later?
6.5 years later.
Crazy.
It's I mean, there's just been. I mean, I started dating him when I was 22 and I'm 29 now. So it's like, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have been with their partners for a long time. It's just like the growth and
Yeah, through your 20s.
it's a crazy time for sure.
Crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
Tell us how you met your Bitcoin boo.
Met my Bitcoin boo in 2014 in New York.
That's crazy that you guys met in 2014.
I know. Like, just like as friends. Like, we were at a mutual friend's house watching TV and I was there visiting Alice, one of our Rammies.
Oh, did Alice meet him?
She didn't. She
Also, do I sound like a whore from my story? Sorry, I'm just thinking about that. I'm like,
not at all.
it is what it is. It's my story to tell.
I mean, you were 22 and
I didn't do anything.
You
I
didn't
just
do
went out.
anything. And also, like, you were ready to be, that relationship was not fulfilling you. Let's just say that.
That's so true. That's so true. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Yeah, I met him at a friend's house and we like watched a movie. I was like casually seeing someone in LA at the time, but I remember just being very like, he's so funny. Like I just kept like, he was cracking me up. And I was like, like interesting. Not like, it wasn't like immediate like sparks between us, but I think we just like thought each other, like our senses of humor is really like matched. And then added each other on Insta or followed each other on Instagram, would talk like on and off through the years as friends. Then he finally ended up moving to LA. Still basically friends for the first 2 years, year and a half when he was here.
I will say when I first hung out with you guys in LA, I was like, I think he likes you
You
more
did-
than just like a friend.
You did say that. And at that time, I was also seeing someone who had just kind of ghosted me after we hooked up, remember? And so I was talking to Kanal about it. Oh, yeah. I'm like, I can say Kanal's name.
Yeah.
I keep being like, I can't say anyone's
I know,
name.
same.
I'm like the paranoia.
You can say Kanal.
Yeah, my boyfriend's name is Kanal. And we just developed this like very like, I was like, oh, he's like my best like guy friend. Like we just get a lot. I tell him everything about like, he started dating someone. He moved to Austin. We remained in touch. I was dating someone else and we would complain to each other all the time. But I would always send him like hot selfies.
Yeah,
Which
she knew.
Yeah, which I knew, and I think he liked them. And then we finally ended up doing my 30th birthday in Austin for a big girls trip. All of the ladies were like, you guys are definitely gonna hook up. I was like, no, he doesn't like think of me that way. And people were like, yes, he does. Like it's gonna happen. I was like, I didn't even think of him that way. And then we kissed on the second night. We were there for that trip.
Yeah.
Did long distance, and now we live together. And we've been together 2.5 years.
How long do y'all do long distance?
A year.
I know that we've got asked about that before.
You know, long distance is really tough. I'm not going to lie about it.
It's really
Kanal's not
tough.
going to lie about it. Like, it's like something that I would not recommend to do probably to anyone.
It's really tough. I mean,
Like-
Corey and I lived in Studio City and he lived in Venice when we first started dating.
Yeah.
And that felt like long distance.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've always, like, Kanal was really the champion of it. Like, he got us through long distance. Like, he was, like, the team captain.
Yeah.
And I had a really hard time with it. And I think I was very sensitive to it in a way that I should. Yeah, yeah. You really have to like figure your
It's
shit out.
hard.
You have to be on the same page. You
I
have
think
to
it depends
like,
on the couple too. It depends on the people.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, thank God. Oh my God. Like, us living together, it just like turned into this like totally different relationship. Like, I was just like, why haven't we been together this whole time? Like,
It's so much
oh my
better.
God. So yeah, now I feel like we've just lived together forever,
Yeah.
which is so nice in the best way. But yeah, it's been 2.5 years.
I was
and-
talking to Corey. I was like, because in mine and Corey's relationship, and it works great for us. I'm the talker and he's the listener because I
Mm.
am such a talker. Like I need a listener, and he obviously we have great conversations too. But who's the talker and who's the listener in you and Kanal?
I'm more of the talker.
That's I was like. I was trying to think. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, because Kanal's like very social and outgoing and like, but if we were to pick one, he is
Yeah.
also a very patient man. I think he just lets me go.
They have to be, don't they?
Like he lets me rant, he lets me cry.
Yeah.
He just like kind of, so I think it's probably more like 64.
that makes sense. I mean, we're both very outgoing.
Yeah,
People,
it's
and-
hard to keep up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah,
I did-
bless these men, bless their patience.
bless these men. That's true.
Bless their patience.
They've
It's
got it
not
for
always,
days.
not always easy.
Yeah.
Is it?
Dealing with these two. Oh, worst dates you've ever been on. I have mine like exactly.
Say it.
So this guy who was so hot, like the first time I saw him, I was truly just like, but he was weird. Like he started being weirder, but I was so young. Like I was like 21. I didn't really understand it. And then one time he was like picking me up to go to his house and he called me. He's like, sorry, I'm waiting for my car at valet. And like, I think people think I'm famous. They're just like staring at me. And I was like, oh, like totally thought he was joking. And then he's like, no, I'm serious. Then he picks me up in his car and Take Me to Church was playing. And he was like, I love this song. And then he began to belt it at the top of his lungs, trying to be serious at the amen part. You know, he's like, amen.
Oh my God, he's like thinking he sounds good.
He thought he sounded amazing.
I feel sick. I feel sick.
We were stuck in his car. I get to his house. He breaks out wine. It's barefoot. So I should have just ran out the door at that point.
Oh, honey.
Then we were listening to Lumineers, and he was like, "Do you know what the song means?" And I was like, It was a song like Big Parade or something. I was like, I don't know. I think they're like at a big parade. And then he was like, no. And it was like started explaining the lyrics to me.
Also, it's like the Lumineers. It's not like some like really indie band. Like the
Right?
Lumineers is pretty mainstream. Like
Yeah,
him
and-
thinking he's
Well, cut to present day. He's a Trump supporter.
should have known when he started
Should have
belting.
known. I can't believe I ever went on a date with someone who
Oh,
even ended up being a Trump
that-
supporter.
I'm sure we all have. I mean, like,
I know.
I'm sure we all have.
They're just like hiding in the dark corners. But anyways, that was definitely my worst date.
Well, I've already told the date where I was catfished too many times, and so like by the little man. So you can head on to Patreon and find that because I don't have it in me to
It's okay.
to say it. But another one I was thinking of that wasn't a catfishing situation because that one's just too long of a story. Was when I went on a date with a band member.
I knew you were gonna say him.
Of a somewhat famous band.
It's in a famous band, and we said it on Patreon on the most recent episode of Patreon.
Yeah. He was a drummer or guitarist or
He's
guitarist, right?
guitarist, but like rhythm guitar. I think is that a
Yeah.
thing? He's not the bassist.
Definitely not. With Love and Light, I have never felt so like not appreciated.
Didn't
on a
he
date.
say he like wanted to go take a bath,
He said,
but not in a sexy way? Not like we should go get in a bath.
no. He basically what he implied was I'm having such a bad time, and I do not want to get a second drink because I would much rather be taking a bath right now at my house. He said that. He essentially said that without saying it.
Inside thoughts again.
No, he did say I wish I was taking a bath right now. He literally said it.
That's I could have sworn that you said he was taking a bath, or he wished he was taking a bath.
Yes, he did say that, and I just was so like, do I offend?
We're
Like
at the Culver Hotel. Also,
at the
this
Culver
was
Hotel.
the date right before quarantine started.
yes,
Like literally, like the day before.
exactly. And so it just was like, yeah, like the conversation was so painful. He was yawning when I was talking. He was looking at me like he was so not even like remotely attracted to me. And like I have to say, I was always great on first dates.
I believe it. You're so charismatic.
I was like very like asked a lot of questions, and he just was looking at me with like disgust.
Also, apparently, Gen Z is saying "raz" for charismatic. I think it's like the Merriam-Webster
Raz.
like word or something for charisma.
Okay,
I think maybe I'm completely
yeah,
wrong.
I'm full of raz.
You are full of raz.
You know, so I just was like, fuck this. But yeah, the bath comment was tough.
That is crazy to say.
But God, there's so many.
I know.
And we do have dating stories on Patreon.
That's true. Tips on how to get a good therapist and what questions to ask them.
So I'm just going to look. I'm like, how long have we been going?
How long have we
Okay.
been
I think
going?
we've been going about 40 minutes.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
perfect.
great. A good therapist and what questions to ask them. Just all I have to say about therapy and finding a good therapist is you have to treat it like dating. You're probably not going to find your right fit on your first round, but please be patient. Your mental health is worth it. And I know it sounds daunting and exhausting. I've been with the same therapist since I was like 19 and like I refuse to go to someone
Oh my
else. So I'm
gosh.
like, but I don't need to right now, but like that's how I know that it's so daunting to find another person, but like it is worth it and you will find someone that you connect with.
That's so true. I would say my advice about therapy is don't be afraid to be completely yourself in therapy and
Yes.
say and ask whatever. Like, don't try to hide. Like, my problem when I used to be in therapy before the pandemic, which I really did a lot of work that year, was I would try to be like the cool girl in
Mm.
therapy. And I would be like, yeah, I didn't do that. Or like, I would hold back tears, or I would say, like, I wasn't authentic to my own feelings. And so, like, this is your time, you're spending money, be yourself.
Yeah,
And like
seriously.
nothing is off limits. Don't feel
No,
embarrassed.
because that's literally like what questions to ask them. Literally, whatever is on your heart, like whatever you want. That is your time.
Literally, and just talk.
Just talk. And therapy is gorgeous and it really should be available to everyone. It's like so crazy to me that I have such a hard time with therapy because it's so expensive. Like
Because
that
it's
should never be a
$200 for
problem.
50 minutes is absurd.
It's absurd. It makes me so angry. It's like,
Same.
God, it's not even fair. Anyways, uh which is hardest, friendship breakups or romantic breakups? Do you want to answer this one? Like we can skip if you need.
No. I would say, you know, what I implied at the beginning of the episode is that like I'm going through a very painful friendship breakup of a friend for like a very long time, and I think I have. I've just realized it is so much different than a romantic breakup
Yeah.
because there's more of like a map
Yeah.
and a book almost on like
For romantic
for
breakups.
romantic
Yeah.
breakups of like this is kind of what happens, and like you just assume your girlfriends are going to be in your life forever. And so when there's like something that happens which is like so detrimental and like truly traumatizing, it's just not what your body ever like prepares you for.
Do you think that like a friendship breakup feels more like a betrayal?
100%.
Yeah, than like a romantic
You're like,
breakup.
how could this happen? And
Yeah.
like, how could she do this? And how could she think this? Instead of like, also with a romantic breakup, at least in my experiences, it's kind of like drawn out. I'm like, all right, we're starting to like
Yeah.
not connect. Now we're fighting. Now we're not having sex. Now we're like, but with friendship breakups, like it happens so quickly. And then you're like, oh,
Yeah, and like romantic breakups, you can like there's a period where you're like, now I'm just gonna go out and be single, where it's like with a friendship breakup, it's not like you're gonna be like, now I'm gonna go out and have a bunch of best friends.
yeah, there's no like release. There's no celebrating it.
Yeah.
With like a romantic breakup, there is that period of like, he's no longer in my life and I'm free and like don't have to deal with this shit. And with a friendship breakup, you're just like, oh, like I'm going to miss a lot of what that person gave me in a way that you can't really like celebrate
Yeah.
the loss of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
just,
not as like advertised, almost like there's breakup songs and breakup movies and all that
well, I
stuff.
saw a bunch of probably because I was looking some stuff up on Google of like how to not cry over like a friendship breakup for a few weeks. But then I saw a lot of TikToks about women being like, can we talk about friendship breakups more?
Yeah.
Because we don't talk about it. We don't know how to deal with it. There's so much like shame in it too, just because of that idea that you're going to like always have these people in your life. And so I do. That's why I wanted to talk about it on the podcast because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's normal and it's really painful, but
Yeah.
you get through it by having your girlfriends that you still have in your life and like cherishing that connection and that loyalty and that
Yeah.
authenticity, and that's what you really need in friendships.
Exactly.
And then you realize how good you still have it with so many people.
It's true. If you're going through either right now, I'm so sorry.
I mean, God, romantic breakups are not fun.
No, it's just the worst. Like, but they're both just the worst.
Yeah, so we're here for you. DM us if you need to chat.
That's true. That's true. We love a DM.
We do.
Let's see. You go.
Where do you see yourselves in 5 years? 5 years. I see, and this might actually kind of go into another question too about Ram, but like I see us having a media empire. Like when I
I
think about
love.
RAM in 5 years, I think about like how it's going to evolve and like what it could turn into and what other things like we're going to want to explore. And I just think it'd be so fun to like do film and to
Yes,
have
a
like,
show,
yes, and even to like have like a RAM wine and just like all of these like endeavors that like will be one offs from the podcast.
a book.
A book.
Yes, I see a book in our future.
Yeah, like, and I think like what we've learned this year is like we've designed merch. We have, like there's just things I never expected for us to enjoy doing. I'm like, there's gonna be so many other things that we're gonna be like, this was amazing and like what a fun
I
project.
completely agree. I see us touring. Do
Same.
you see yourself in the same house?
No,
Really?
no, because I think we're like we need to.
Are you all ready to get out?
No, we're not, but we're paying a lot. We're paying over budget.
I see. I see.
So I think that that would be the one thing of like, God, we can't rent here
But
forever.
maybe
But
in
maybe
5 years, if we have a book and a
I mean,
show,
I would. I mean, I would love to. But I don't know if I'm like really visualizing. I see myself in like a home that we own.
if the way things are going, the way I'm seeing in 5 years, I'm getting a second bedroom or second bathroom.
Oh,
City living. It's just the worst. But the one bathroom,
oh,
who puts a one bathroom in
bless
anything?
your souls. Kanal and I luckily have
I
two
know.
bathrooms, and
It's
it
just,
really is great for the relationship. I have to
of
say,
course, of
and I look
course.
forward to when you guys have that, and it's gonna come soon.
But again, like bless him. Like I know he is patient because he has one shelf, and I'm like, well, what more do you need?
Oh
But it's
yeah,
like
there
we
is
just
little
need like
shelving in
we
that
have no
bathroom.
storage. It's so annoying.
Wow, that is true.
I know.
Damn.
I know. So see myself with two bathrooms in 5 years.
I
But I agree
I
with
love
everything
that.
that you said.
Yeah, in just like 5 years, like maybe I would want to have a baby,
I'm gonna have a dog.
and you're gonna have a
Yes.
dog. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy to think about you having a baby in
I
five
know, but I
years.
don't know. I go like I mean, I think as like a woman, it's just such a day to
But
day
it's okay
thing,
to say that you want to have a baby in 5 years.
I know, but then sometimes I'm like, even saying that sounds crazy, but I'm gonna say it because that's the first thing that came to mind and like more personal. So yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
think we'll have a dog.
100%,
Yeah.
or even two dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. Two dogs. I think we'll have two
Yeah,
dogs in 5 years.
yeah. You'll get one next year, and then you'll get like a little friend.
I agree.
Look at us growing up.
I know. It's so crazy.
Claire, what is something you would tell your younger self?
Hmm.
Oh God, this question always gets me.
I know. It's so hard. Like, God, I would tell my younger self so many things. I think I would say get to know yourself more every day, like have more quiet time with yourself. And then like that this sounds cheesy, but that Dolly Parton quote of like figure out who you are and then go be it on purpose. Like I think I would be
Yes.
like, do not try to change yourself for anyone. Again, get to know what you want, what you don't want. Let that evolve and then just go out and be fearless.
I
That's what
love
would
that.
say.
That is such good advice. Like, just stop worrying so much about like, yeah, I'd probably say cut the bullshit with like the people pleasing and just wanting
Yes.
everyone to like you. I think I would like really take to heart that Dr. Seuss quote more of like those who matter don't mind
Mm-hmm.
and those who don't mind.
It's those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind.
Yes, like literally who the fuck cares if like someone that you work with, like I used to just like get so upset if someone didn't like me. It's such a waste of time. The
It
people who
is.
love you and they'll love you unconditionally and like forgive you when like there's trust in that. And like with everyone else, like there's no trust, so who cares?
Exactly. And like trying to become friends with people,
Yeah,
it's like if you have to change who you are for someone to like you, like they're just not your person. And there's so many people in this world who are your people and who love you and who would see this and be rooting for you not to change who you are.
exactly.
That's what I think those are both great things to tell
Yep.
our younger selves. Any rituals or traditions with your partner that you love and recommend?
Kunal and I love alone together time.
Alone together time.
It's where, and this is like the first thing that came to mind. If we both want to like watch something different, or like he's reading and I'm watching Housewives, we are in bed together
Mm-hmm.
with headphones on, but like holding hands, or like
Mm-hmm.
having moments like every 10 minutes of being like, oh, by the way, but like
Mm-hmm.
having just like intimate time where you don't have to be talking, you can do your own thing.
I'm so glad that you guys do that too, because we do that, and some people are shook by like the two laptops in bed watching different things.
I have found this out recently that some people do not watch like TV shows or movies alone. Like they will everything they watch together as a couple.
That's wild to me,
And I'm
because
just
that's
like,
just so opposite.
same. We like really like our own things and like give each other like the TV room sometimes.
Yes,
Or
exactly. You
like,
switch off between who has
yeah.
what, and then again, sometimes you to get alone together time.
Highly recommend for everyone.
So nice, the holding hands.
Yeah, I mean we do like the
I love that.
we do like the physical touch.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice. Like, I always like him. Sounds weird, but putting his hand just like if we're watching like on my foot.
Totally. It's like just having like
just like the touch.
physical like connection is so important.
Yeah,
and
it
like
is.
even with friends, like or with like I don't know, like it's just nice just to like have a moment sometimes.
And I'm not a touchy person, but I still need that like
even if it's like
touch.
a pat.
Yes,
like a,
I
you know,
agree.
it's
I
just
agree.
like it is important.
I agree.
It is important.
Our ritual are our walks. Like we are very good about going on walks together.
Love.
But going on walks with the people I love is my favorite thing to do in the entire world. I love walks.
And it's something that you like do every day, so why not like include
Yes.
someone in that?
It's
I love
so
that.
nice. It's just like talking. I love talking so much, and it's like the best way to like just be able to like no interruptions because you're walking.
Yep.
And to like have a conversation with someone.
You know what? Actually, Kanal told me the other day that's a good idea of like if you're ever gonna have like an intense or difficult conversation with someone, you don't need to like sit down at like a coffee shop or like in your living room. Like go on a walk because not having that pressure of like eye contact the whole time and like moving and
there's
like
different spaces.
Yes.
It's such a good idea. You're like getting energy out.
Yes.
I think that's and it's not this tense awkwardness. That's
exactly.
Such a good point.
I was like
gotta go on some walks, have some hard conversations.
yeah, I was like should have been on some walks this year, but you know, we live and we learn.
We live and we learn.
But
I love my walks.
I know, I love that for you guys.
Bitcoin, boo, and walks.
I'm like, what
are some fun ones?
I know. I'm like, let's get to some. Oh, I think best any dating advice of how to avoid the crusty men and get the golden retrievers. This is what I'm going to say.
Say it.
We accept the love we think we deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are attracting these bad, negative people in your life, that's because you yourself are seeing something really negative. You're perceiving yourself as something very negative and not experiencing like self-love.
Right.
So I used to do this shit all the time. I used to date men that weren't interested in me and did not treat me right and didn't treat me respectfully, but that's because I didn't really like love myself in a way. So it's all like you need to
I agree with that.
Prioritize
it's like you have to have respect for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think again, just like what I think also visualizing like what do you want from your person and like are you finding that with this person that you're dating and also again like Tess is saying to love yourself in the beginning especially you should be going on dates being like does this person fit into my life not how can I fit into this other person's life like you're there to find your match just as much as they're there to find their match and like if it doesn't work it's not personal to you.
Yes, catch yourself if you're being like oh he or she hasn't texted me yet. Catch yourself of being like, what did I say? Did I do something? Did I embarrass myself? Did I look bad? Reverse it and be like, did they give me this? Would I actually want to be texting them right now?
Yes. And if they're not texting you now and you do want that, okay, noted. I would rather have someone who's going to communicate better with me.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean like it's anything bad on you.
Oh, sweethearts, do not waste your time. If I could go back and tell my younger self something, like I'd probably not wasted because they're all experiences. 4 years in LA waiting for two separate people to like love me. And what a waste that is a waste
and like
of time.
again as your friend I'm like you're a mate like you don't need them.
Yeah, it was very shocking to look back and to see like the situations I would put myself in just being like twiddling like just like all right like maybe and if I'm cool like if I say this they'll like me if I
but I think we are also kind of simplifying it because it's complicated because people will be like toxic in the way that they date and then will like leave crumbs for you that you like pick up.
Oh, I mean the crumbs were there
and that's hard.
It was very hard.
Dating is hard.
Yeah, but just don't waste your time with that shit.
Yeah, exactly. We're here to remind you how great you are.
Exactly. Okay, I think we're almost at an hour, by the way.
Okay,
so maybe a few more.
Should we do some fun questions?
Yeah, let's do fun questions.
Death row meal.
I just got so hungry, so I'm like, this is so overwhelming to even think about.
I want cheese and carbs. So whether that's like a burrito covered in cheese sauce.
Oh my God.
Or pizza or pasta, but then throw in some oysters in there.
Oh my, so good. Oh,
but I think
does it have to be one thing?
It's like whatever we want. I just want rich. Like I love rich foods.
Same. I want bolognese.
I knew that you were going to say that.
I love a bolognese.
Also a cheeseburger and fries is the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I want bolognese. I want bread with butter, toasted bread with butter, and a martini, some oysters, and some sushi.
Sushi. I always forget about sushi though. I'm like, fuck,
I
some
know.
good sushi.
And then a pint of ice cream to finish off.
Of course. I want ice cream with, I think I want cookie dough ice cream or carrot cake.
Ah,
I love
I
carrot
want
cake.
caramel ice cream.
Ugh,
It's like everything. Oh my God.
I
I'm
want all
so
of
hungry. I'm
it.
glad we have the snack packs.
Oh yeah, we have
All of a
snack
sudden.
packs. Should we do, what's another good one?
Mm,
Well, for the rest of your life, choose drinking or smoking. I thought about this the other day.
I did too. I'm curious to hear your answer.
Smoking.
I was gonna say the
I
same thing.
can't believe that if you were to tell me, I remember when Chelsea Handler was on her show and she was like, I would choose smoking over drinking now. And especially because her brand used to be so like vodka and all that stuff. I was shook and almost felt betrayed.
I know.
And now I'm like 100% smoking.
Well, like drinking is so fun, but as I age, if I have 2 cocktails now, I don't feel 100% the next day. And then it kind of pisses me off that I even did it because I'm like, was that worth it?
Yes, then I just feel bad. I don't sleep well.
Yeah. Also, like, I'm never, like, I have a fairly good reaction to alcohol, but like even a better reaction to weed. Like weed isn't going to make me like feel really irrational. You know, it's more like it's lighter, it's more comical.
It also, if you get like super high, it fades pretty fast.
Exactly.
Usually, unless you have an edible.
Well, yeah, now
and
I feel like
that's-
100% fine.
I feel 100% fine from where we started. So definitely weed for me.
Same, Claire.
Yeah. It feels better on the body.
Same. Oh, I think this is fun. How have your individual fashion senses evolved over the years?
Gosh, this LaCroix, I'm so sorry.
No, same. I'm like, I
Like,
have
ow.
been burping every 5
Me
seconds.
too. Wow. Okay, my fashion senses. Well, 2012, but I was in Arkansas.
Rocker chic.
No, that was like 2016.
Oh, that's true.
2012 was like, we are wearing chevron.
Right.
There was these one bracelets, Morgan, you'll know what I'm talking about because we used to go to this one boutique at home and get these bracelets. They were like these beaded bracelets we wear all the time, but also the statement necklaces were very like the tall boots, the vests. I was so into that.
You were like
fashion.
pretty preppy, I would say.
Oh, I was so preppy. I was like, yes,
You're like almost like
preppy girl.
yes, with like a little East Coast in there.
Yes, that was like definitely. I never wore like Lily Pulitzer. That's never really been my vibe.
No.
Love and Light. But I was. You know what I was thinking? I was like, Love and Light is our version of Bless Your Heart.
Wow, it really is.
It's like you can say anything if you say Love and Light.
It's so
with
true. I
Love
love
and
it.
Light.
I love it.
And then 2016 was very like rocker girl for me.
You had some like bangs, like a short haircut.
And then now I feel like I love mixing like masculine and feminine stuff.
I completely agree.
What
Like you have a very cool like masculine like chic edge to
thank
like
you.
even a feminine piece.
Oh, thank you
Yeah.
for saying that.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your
I feel like I used to be like really girly,
Mhm.
like throughout my whole childhood, high
Yeah.
school.
Even when I met
college.
you?
Yeah, like
Very girly.
Yeah, like a lot of like more patterns and like brighter colors. And now I think I've gotten like really leaned in for the past few years into like kind of more 90s, like a little bit more like simplicity.
Yes, I agree. Simplicity, but also you'll still choose really bold colors like that green Mexico dress.
Yes, I think I just like less patterns, I would say, and a little bit more like statement pieces with like simplicity around it.
I think it's also like refined.
Oh, thank you so much.
Like, yeah, I think it's like chic.
I think
and-
I've definitely gotten more chic over the past, like, even like when we first met, some of those outfits I look back on,
I
I'm like,
mean,
sweetheart, what's going on?
Same.
I'm like, I look so like not put together and so like
I don't want to
kind of
think about
trashy.
from like 24. I mean, honestly, the 20 like 10s were bad. Like 2010 to like 2021.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that time in fashion at all.
I think your fashion was I think your like fashion really started being like, oh shit, in like 2019.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Well, I don't even know if I'd say oh shit now, but I have like
I
a
would say,
few
oh, shit.
pieces that I'm like, oh, I love that and I love that. But
No, I think I mean even no, I mean when I met you, I think it was good. Like
just give us the funds. Let us show us what you.
I
Let us show
know.
you what we can do.
We could do
You
so
know,
much.
I think
I
that all the
know.
time. I'm like, if I could,
Ugh,
I
and
would.
I would love to have a stylist just like work with
Ugh,
someone who like really
same.
knows and like collaborate.
So you know what someone said the other day on TikTok? They were like, because did you see the Balenciaga Erewhon
I
thing?
did.
So they were like, the thing with Kim Kardashian, and you know, I mean, I do love Kimberly, but they were like, I feel like her relationship to fashion is always trying to find a viral moment more than appreciating the art of fashion itself.
Yeah, that's so true.
And I actually agree with that. And I like to think that we are both ones that like really like to like know the story behind it and like think of it more of like an art piece.
We are fashion girlies.
We are fashion girlies.
Like we really
we're
appreciate
low key fashion girlies.
Yes, we send each other something every day on Instagram that's like, I love this look, I love these shoes. Like we just are always like, we're on Pinterest. We're like,
I just love it. It's like we're fashion girlies. We're on Pinterest, okay?
We're on Pinterest. Most people aren't on Pinterest, okay?
We do still, I feel like, are the top users of Pinterest though. Like we fuck with Pinterest.
Pinterest comforts me in a way. Like before I go to bed some nights, I'm just open my laptop, I'm in bed, and I'm just like, let's do a board. Or let's explore.
The best. I love Pinterest so much. It is calming.
It is so calming. I love it.
Same.
I love it.
What's another fun one?
I know. I'm like, should we end with something fun? Should we do 2 more?
Favorite albums of 2023?
Midnights. Wait, that was 2022. What did I even listen to this year besides Midnights?
Taylor?
Like literally my entire Spotify rap. This was not, I'm going to say this. This was one of my worst years in music.
It's okay to just take a year to just listen to something that you love the whole time.
But I was telling Evan, like, I even stopped like playing a lot of like music when I'd be getting ready, or like I would just put on podcasts or Housewives.
Just podcast girl. Well, I love getting ready to shows.
Same, but
too.
like I want to listen to more music on like walks and stuff.
Well, I selfishly chose that question because I have an answer, and it's Ryan Beatty, Calico. It is truly one of the best albums of all time. I'm telling you guys, listen now.
It is
because
gorgeous.
This time next year, he's going to be big.
You know what album I really did like is what's his face who did that song with Casey, Zach.
Oh, Zach Bryan.
Zach
yeah,
Bryan.
I like that. I like that album a lot too.
Had a very good album. That one really got
me.
me.
Were you going on a trip? I feel like or were you on a trip?
I was in
Chappie.
Chappie.
Oh, that's right. I feel like you guys leaned into that album.
We leaned into it and like played it during dinner and like getting ready and like, oh god.
I really like that
nice.
album too. That was a good one. I know. And Boy Genius, that was a great album too.
Yes.
Okay. Oh god, I feel so bad because someone did like write in some advice questions, and I'm almost like, should we record it or should we just DM them?
Oh.
I mean, we're still here. People are still here. We might as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so advice for working for your toxic in-laws. So they gave us this situation, and they were like, I think she started working there before they became, like, I think before she started dating her boyfriend. I might be getting that wrong now. But so her father-in-law is so rude to her at work. And then when they're with mutual people, he acts like he sees her every day. But then when they're with mutual people, he doesn't talk to her. He acts like this is the first time seeing her in so long and is so nice to her, but then is so rude to her otherwise. And they like have to work together.
I mean, it's not ideal, but like you need to set those boundaries. I know it's so uncomfortable.
And I think she said that she was like, my husband notices it and he says, it's not about you, it's about me. But I do think that sorry, I cut you off completely.
No.
So go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, especially like with her husband, I think she can ask him for support.
Yeah.
I think you need to be like, can you sit down with me and your dad and sit by my side, and I can explain how this makes me feel and how it's not acceptable, and you need to have my back and like encourage that change of behavior.
I was literally going to say that when I cut you off. It's like, he is there for you now. Like, this is now your family.
Yes.
And like, yes, that will always be his parents, but you are his partner now. And like, so I agree, if that whatever is going to make the situation stop or at least like pad it.
Yep.
He needs to do that for you in that way.
Yeah, have your man come to your defense.
Because also it's his dad too, so he needs to tell him to cut it out.
Yes,
and it seems like they don't have a great relationship either if he's saying it's about him, not about her.
That is tough, but you need to...
Boundaries and confrontation sucks, but like sometimes that's the only way.
Confrontation is kindness.
Wow.
Confrontation is kindness. Like,
did Marilyn Monroe say that?
Full circle. We need to like have a little less fear of confrontation because at the end of the day, you're expressing yourself so that it won't happen again and it won't continue to hurt you and whoever you're having this issue with. Like, it's a really beautiful thing, and it doesn't have to be scary.
No.
It can literally be like, this is how I'm feeling. Can we talk about it for a second?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you have done that, and I think it's time again. And I'm just so sorry. That sucks.
That sucks.
And we are on your side. Let me tell you that much.
Yes, we are, honey.
We're on your side. Anything else?
bum, bum. Let's do one more.
Okay.
Just so we're not like completely, this episode's
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
an hour
yeah.
and 20 minutes. But you choose the last one because nothing's really popping out to me.
Well, okay, maybe we do two because this is just one. Would you rather be a filthy rich celeb for a day or a modest life?
A modest life.
Oh, I'd rather be filthy rich
Wait,
celebrity
you
for a
just have it
day.
for one day?
I don't know. I guess that or have a
Oh,
modest
wait.
life and like I guess I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was meaning like you're either filthy rich for one day, but then you're poor, or you have a modest life.
Oh, if it's
forever.
or you're
Wait.
poor, I'm not sure. I want the wealth. I want the
No,
fame.
I want the
Just
wealth
kidding.
too. I was thinking then you could never like have. I mean,
Let's answer it both ways. If you're rich for one day and you're famous for one day and then it's all gone, I'd rather have a modest life.
yeah, same. That's what I thought the question was.
But if you get to have a rich celeb, I don't know, because that is tough once you're high and then to go
God, the
back
highs
down.
and the lows. Well, you know that we like the nice things in life.
That's true.
So,
That is
filthy
true.
rich,
Filthy
celeb.
rich, yeah, for life. And then
Huh. Oh my God, my throat keeps making that crazy sound. I'm so sorry.
I know, is there any like other fun ones?
We could do favorite travel destination or trip, or
We could
advice
do.
to someone graduating high school and going to college
I mean,
next year.
that one I did want like, but I kind of that was like the same with my younger self.
Yes, it's all in the same vein. Like,
Well, and also like I was thinking I'm going to say this to myself 10 years from now to myself now. It's like there are no stakes. I think we always look back in our life and are like that wasn't even that big of a deal. There were no stakes. So just
No.
go for what you want. It's not that big of a deal.
you were so young in high school
Yep.
and college. Like,
Have fun.
and like every decision's not going to like affect the rest of your life. Like, if you want, if you want to experiment with anything, like, go for it if you can.
Yeah. Safely.
Safely.
This
I'm not
too
talking
shall
drugs.
pass.
I'm talking creatively
Exactly.
for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, just like be kind to yourself also and have fun and it's like
Enjoy yourself, honey. Enjoy
Enjoy.
yourself.
and
Just like biggest fear besides death is how we're going to end the episode.
Is there anything else that we think we want?
Oh, our Roman empires, maybe?
Okay. What's your Roman
I
Empire?
mean, God. Oh, you know what I was thinking of for one of my biggest pop culture Roman empires? What happened on set during that teen Vanity Fair cover shoot in 2004?
I mean, I would love to be a fly on the wall.
Like, because apparently so much shit happened that day. There were so many fights. There were so many like refusals of like taking photos. I would have wanted, I still think about like what happened.
Oh, God, I wish I could. I don't want to be like working on that set. I just want to be literally a fly on the wall.
Same. And we talk about this all in our early 2000s episode
Yes.
of what this was. But I do think about that quite often.
That's such a good one. God, I'm like, do I have a different Roman Empire pop culture thing? I mean, I don't know.
Jessica?
Nick and Jessica.
Nick and Jessica kind
they're
of like,
always
what
like
the
our
hell?
Roman empires. I mean, I think, sorry, but like Taylor Swift and Carly Kloss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, what the hell happened?
Sorry, but like I'm only a woman. Like I can only wonder.
When Carly came to Taylor's show, I was thinking about that for like probably 6 days straight. Like, it wasn't healthy how much I was like, I need to know why she was there. If Taylor knew she was there, why she wasn't in the VIP tent.
Do you think something's happening like Josie and the Pussycat Dolls? Like, have we all been injected with the chip? Because the way that the world is obsessed.
I know, with her.
Yeah.
And it came on, like, we always have been, but not in this way.
No.
It's like really like manic.
It's manic. It's intense right now.
She has put something in our water.
Something is going on.
I know.
So think about that.
Just saying.
Just saying.
And then also we did get all the Taylor questions of like favorite song, thoughts on Kelsey and
Yeah.
Sorry to say once again, it is all on Patreon.
Yes.
When you do sign up, you can see all of our episode titles, and then we do a little description of like the manic things because it's so like much like this episode of just like this and this and this.
Yes.
So we'll give you can
Even more manic, like in a good way manic. Like we reveal even more tea because we can. Like Tess and I will always just have in the back of our head, like, this is public, you know? And so there
Yes.
are only so many things we can say.
Also, like, we want to remain, it's like not even us being like, you need to pay $7.99.
No.
It's truly like respect for other people and like respect for ourselves and some of the more like personal things we wouldn't want out from a stranger
Yeah,
to hear. And like,
exactly.
there's no tagging on Patreon. There's no like
No.
recording. It's like a very safe and sacred community. And we want you guys to be a part of that too.
Exactly. It's not about the paywall. It's just about the privacy
It's
thing.
just like there's some things like I don't want to be talking about all of it
Exactly.
to thousands of people. So
Exactly.
sign up.
Sign up. And guys, thank you so much for this year of RAM. Like, I feel like I'm like, I want to start this episode over because I don't want it to be over.
I know.
But it's not over. We are so excited for 2024 and what all that will bring. We're going to be in a little bit of a break, but we will be back in early January.
Yes. And like this year has been a dream come true. It's like we went from literally being like, who listens to this? And like, we wish we had a bigger community to like a dream community of people that are sweet and supportive and give us advice and like
and connect with us. And it's just in the stories that we hear from y'all, I just want you to know, like, it means everything to us, and we just want to keep going, and we will keep going, and we love being with you guys in fun moments and in hard moments, and just we feel so lucky.
You guys are our warm milk and Christmas cookies.
You guys are truly.
There's no other way to put it.
It's so true.
And so we appreciate you. We love you.
We love
like,
you.
Literally couldn't do this without you.
Seriously.
So thank God for each and every one of you.
Seriously. And if you get merch for the holidays, tag us on Instagram at Right Answers Mostly.
Yes.
Subscribe and join our Patreon. It's all in the show notes. And we love you guys so much.
We love you. We hope you enjoyed getting to know us better.
Yes.
Just to go on to 2024.
That's right.
Bye,
Bye.
Rammies, and a happy